Go together. So I'm Reverend Dr. Suzi Schadle. I am the minister here at Suncoast Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm absolutely delighted that those of you who are here are not currently shopping. That's good. I was telling people I noticed all these cars in the shopping center parking lots, and I'm taking license numbers going. And the best shopping, by the way, people, in case you didn't know, it starts here, right back there in the back, Bargains of the Century back there. To say nothing of the stocking stuffers that Tim brought. So, you don't even have to go very far to get ready for the holidays. You know, the holidays, and by the way, I want to preface something. You know, we tend to think in the Judeo-Christian tradition, and certainly in American culture, we tend to think of this as Christmas holidays coming up. But you know, it's way bigger than that, people. There are something like 21, 23, 29 different faith traditions that celebrate holidays at this time of year. So it's, you know, we've been playing small. Let's get bigger and celebrate all of them, right? Okay, so it's a big holiday time, so let's get happy, people. Happy. So, you know, the holidays are often thought of as a season of illumination. And they're a season of love and joy and giving. And, you know, love itself is one of the greatest sources of illumination that exists for us. Love. The light of love always heals. And the light of love dissipates the darkness of hate. And, you know, unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of that right now. And I have a theory about that. You know, some of the darkness that we're seeing, I believe, is darkness that is hanging on for dear life because it knows that the death of darkness is imminent. And the light is coming. And the light is going to overshadow that darkness of hate and smallness. And so sometimes you've got to break down to break through. And that's what I believe is happening. We're having that opportunity to break through. Ernest Holmes, Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, said this about love. He said, one of the first things to do is to love everybody. Didn't say love somebody. He said that one of the first things to do is to love everybody. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. Here you go. That's your action step for today, and only one of them, however, I have more. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. There is always more good than bad in people, and seeing the good tends to bring it forth. Okay? Love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. It is the very reason for our being, and it explains why it is that people should have something or someone to love. And I've got a newsflash for you. There are plenty of someones and somethings to love. Grab as much as you can get your arms around. Love, 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 love. We are called to be the presence of love. 'Tis the season of love. And did you know this? Love is the most Googled word on the internet. Yeah, isn't that something? So we're all running around trying to figure it out.
Yes.
Don't figure it out, just be it. It's nothing to figure. You know, it's natural, it's inherent within us. Love exists within us. That's what we are. We are love-seeking search engines. The trick is to optimize it powerfully and appropriately. Okay? Trust me, it's already in there. Bing, bing, bing. You know, beacon. Love-seeking search engines, everyone. You know, the greatest life quest that we have is the quest for love. Now, here's the deal. So often, many folks see love through our popular love songs. Here's one. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, and many of us have sung that song. We have done that song. The trouble with that is seeking love from the outside in. That's an outside of me kind of consciousness. It's saying that the power of love is out there and I have to grab at it and pull it in. Nah. Because when we do that kind of love, here's what happens. We are driven by fear to get that kind of love. We have this sense of separation or inadequacy that we're trying to fill ourselves up from the outside in. And all we can do is we may have a little bit of temporary satisfaction, but it's not lasting. You know, those inner insecurities remain, even though we might find love in all the wrong places. The insecurities stay with us. That kind of love is conditional. It makes us dependent and it makes us addicted to approval. And I guarantee you, you can never get enough approval. It is an endless thing, and it will drive you and everyone around you crazy. Now, there's another alternative, people, and here it is. It's unconditional, agape, spiritual love. And here's the good news. It's already within us. It's simply waiting for us to release it. Let it out! It flows from a sense of sufficiency and an overflowing of the fullness of our being and the fullness of joy that exists within us. That kind of love is separation healing, heart opening, and creation initiating. That is powerful. That kind of love is explosive. It's exploding to try and get out of you. Not to get in you, to get out of you, to be expressed. Because it's no earthly good if you keep it all inside. You know, what good is it? Love calls us to the pure essence of our beingness, of our authenticity. It returns us from a sense of fragmentation to our inherent wholeness. It's like you know, little fragments of iron or metal shavings all around, and we come with a big magnet and go suck up all those fragments and return to our sense of wholeness. That's what love does. It's that kind of a powerful magnet. Love is a source of creative vitality. You know, you notice how when you're in love, you are like miraculously creative in ways that you never knew you were. It's like you can do anything. Well, you know what? You can do it even when you're not in love, because you are love. You are the very experience and expression of love. That kind of agape, spiritual, unconditional love flows from a desire to give love and to awaken it in other folks. To tap into that and knock on the door and wake it up in other people. But we must be the presence of love in order to receive it, because it can be showering all over us, and if we're not being the presence of love, we wouldn't recognize it. We wouldn't know what it was.
Okay.
The love that we give reflects back to us. And then we get to just bask in the glow of it. We've given it, and it just folds back on us. It binds us in a divine harmony with one another, in unity, in an interconnected universe. Universe, one song. We become the song of the universe, and it's a love song. That kind of love awakens us to the divine presence everywhere and in everyone. And there is a divine presence in everyone. Even those people that you're absolutely certain you see little horns coming out of the top of their head. Those people have a divine essence as well. We all do. It's what we come from. They may have forgotten it. We may have forgotten to see it in them. But as we see it, they be it. It reveals itself even more. You know, the thoughts and the feelings that we invite and entertain in our hearts and minds dominate and direct our lives. Because we see the world not as it is, but as we are. Right? We see it as we are. So if you're seeing something funky in another person, newsflash, you better be looking in here. You better grab a mirror, quick. Right? Because what you're seeing is a reflection of you. And they're showing up for your good to help you wake up. You know, if we are experiencing fear and anger and hate, we see the world as hostile. But if we're experiencing and expressing love and compassion and joy, we see the world as a friendly place. Love breeds love. Goodness breeds goodness. You want to see more goodness? Be more goodness. Love is spirit calling to spirit. Namaste. Let God be God in you. Let God be love in you. Let love be love in you. Let it use you. You know, seeing with the eyes of spirit, with the eyes of love, what we see is good. We see good all around us, even in the things that we are absolutely certain must be awful. If we see with the eyes of spirit, the eyes of love, we see it differently, and it becomes different. Love brings forth the highest and the best in all of us when we give it and when we receive it. You know, Spirit's gift to us is a calling to a higher consciousness, to a higher ground of love and giving. That's Spirit's gift to us, to wake us up to who we truly are. A higher ground of love and joy and givingness. The holidays are also a season of giving, of pouring forth the joy of generosity. You know, I remember as a little kid, very early on, boy did I love getting presents. At Christmas, at my birthday, I don't care when it was, I loved getting stuff, you know, getting presents. But, you know, Christmas was a big time because there were lots of stuff. You got lots of stuff all at once, you know, under the tree. And I was a good getter. I was a really good getter, making it very clear what I wanted, and just really focused on all of those things that I wanted, and often I got them, you know. But then something happened one year, and something shifted, and I couldn't wait to be a giver. So the first year that I went and picked out all my own Christmas presents, that was probably the best Christmas of my life. When I picked out all the nobody helped me. I did it all myself. They were horrendous, those gifts. They were the worst gifts on this planet. But they were filled with love and joy and enthusiasm and a sense of givingness, and every one of my family members absolutely adored every single one of them. You know, when I look back, I'm just like, oh wow, they should get an Academy Award. I mean, really. You remember the movie Billy Jack? He wore this big black hat and big domed Indian looking hat. That's what I got for my dad. Boy, he wore that hat. That's love. That's givingness. That's love. You know, and everybody else got an equally terrible gift. It was a great Christmas, you know. Not because I don't even remember what I got that year. It didn't matter. It was all about giving, you know. So that's, you know, it's a powerful thing. So, you know, and giving and receiving presents is really a fun and good thing. But here's the deal. The material things really don't last. There's not a lasting joy and fulfillment to the material things. It was the essence. It was, you know, it was what I was feeling that year, not the gifts themselves. And sometimes getting, you know, sometimes getting can leave us wanting more. That's more of that outside-in consciousness. I mean, just watch little tiny kids, like the kid before the year I started giving. You know, you unwrap the first present, and then you can't wait to get to the next one. You spend like 2 seconds with that present, then you're off to the next one, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. And then, you know, within a day or two, you're already, over it, right? So it's like, what's the next thing? Oh, I gotta get the accessories now for all this stuff, right? So sometimes that getting can leave a bigger hole even. True joy and fulfillment doesn't come from all of that. It's not about getting presents. True joy and fulfillment is the realization of the presence within us. The presence within those we love. It's the pouring forth of our pure nature of peace and generosity and joy and love and compassion. That's the real gift. Happiness isn't based on possessions or power or prestige. That's not the real present. It's based on loving and caring and compassion and giving and connection with spirit and with those that we love. And even those we don't even know. Connection with them. So this holiday season, we have a choice. We can focus on the deeper meaning of whatever holiday it is that we're celebrating. The deeper meaning, beyond the presents, beyond the material. It's an opportunity for us to be less commercial and more creative. More creative. I mean, people get that. You know, people get that creativity, even if it's something they don't even want. They get the love that passes through the gift. It calls forth creativity from within us to give presents that are filled with our presence, right? That last beyond the fun of ripping open the brightly colored packages. You know, when all that's burned in the fireplace, we have the essence still, the presence. And I'm also not suggesting that we don't give presents. All I'm saying is that as we give them with our authentic presence included in the gifts themselves. You know, activating Our divine presence of love is the greatest gift that we can give to anybody, including ourselves. And that's what's really cool. When we give from that essence of love, that purity of spirit, we get as much as what we give. Maybe more. Maybe more. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Now the jewelry, that may break. The game pieces may get lost. The golf clubs may bust, especially if you play like I do. But the gift of love will endure forever. You know, both my parents are long gone from this planet. And my brothers are, far, far away. And we don't really interconnect and that much anymore. We certainly don't celebrate the holidays we did when we were all together living in the same household. But you know what? The love remains. The love of that Christmas remains with me. I feel that feeling that I felt when I couldn't wait for them to tear open their presents. Those horrible, horrible presents. And the smiles on their faces that I picked these out myself. I'll never forget that. That will never go away, no matter what. Rabbi Michael Berg wrote from the wisdom teachings of the Kabbalah, Spirit's essence is one of unlimited sharing and self-givingness. Therefore, to become like Spirit, we must transform our experience to one of sharing and our expression to self-givingness. The only way to achieve true joy and fulfillment is by becoming a being of giving and sharing. And the only way for us to achieve fulfillment is by achieving oneness with the Creator, the source of joy and fulfillment. I believe that's true. It's true. I mean, yeah, just to think about that, kind of have this sense of filling up to overflowing. This is also, we do become one with the Creator. We become an expression of the Creator in that oneness. Because this is also a season of birthing the Christ in us. Birthing the presence of the Christ presence in us. It's an inner call to the highest consciousness and expression of light and love and truth. It's remembering the presence of who we truly are, which is Spirit itself, no matter what holiday we celebrate. We are the light of the world. And let me tell you, the world could use more light. Let it shine brightly, each one of you, all of you, the one of us. We are the light of the world. And we're called to shine as brightly as we can possibly shine in every single moment. Do not hide that light under a bushel. Do not. Do not. You're here to shine that light. Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, wrote, Christ means the manifestation of God in us, as us. Hence, this Christ is right within us and needs but be recognized and unified with. Christ is a universal idea, and each one puts on the Christ to the degree that he surrenders a limited sense of life to the divine realization of wholeness and unity with good, with Spirit, with God. That's the Christ I'm talking about, not Jesus the Christ. It's not Jesus' last name. I'm talking about the principle, the spiritual essence that exists within all of us. It is to wake up that enlightened awareness of who we truly are, and to not just wake up for ourselves, but to wake up for each other, and to wake up each other, and to be the living expression of Spirit on earth right here, right now, in this moment. We are called to be the fullness of our being, which is to be Spirit itself, expressing. No playing small. Small is gone by the wayside. No more privilege or luxury of playing small in this world. We're here for a reason. You wouldn't even be here if you were not being called to be the fullest light you could possibly be on this planet. To be the fullness of Spirit itself in full expression. Trust me, we poof into the ethers if we weren't needed. We're needed. That's why we're here. So be that. Be the love. Be the light. Be the Christ presence. For yourself and for all the world, for all of us. This is a season and a time for us to focus on that Christ presence within ourselves and within each other, and to recognize it and to call it forward, to open to the presence of spirit rather than opening a lot of presents. Open to the presence. To be fully present and to give of our presence in every moment, in every opportunity. The Christian mystic Meister Eckhart said, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. God is forever begetting his only begotten Son in us. Each of us is a child of God, and that God has given to the world. We're it, folks. We are the begotten Son being constantly given. So don't block it. Let it rip. Be full out. Jesus the Christ was the great example, not the great exception. Was the way shower of all that we can be, become, and know, and do. We can be all of that and more. The example, not the exception. His teaching, his ministry, his message was love. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Love. Let us be the presence of love and light. We're called to that higher ground of love and presence. That is our calling. I don't care what you do for a living or what you do for hobbies. That is our calling. That is why we exist. That's why we're here. The Christ in us, the Christ presence in us, is love waiting to be released and shared widely and wildly. Do not hold back. Do not hold back. So this season, I'm requesting of you. I am asking. This is what I want for Christmas from you guys, or any other holiday. And by the way, I have a birthday coming up right after that, so you can throw it all in. This is what I want. I want each of us to be the presence of love, of joy, of giving. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking for us to shift from giving presents to giving from your inner presence. Be. Shift from doing to being, looking to seeing, hearing to listening, pretense to presence, imbalance to balance, separation to oneness, reacting to responding, inauthenticity to authenticity, fragmentation to integration, seeking happiness to allowing joy, revenge and blame to forgiveness, incorrect perception to correct perception, complaint and competition to compassion, behaving unconsciously to behaving consciously, living in the past or the future to living in the present moment. This is my request of you. Please take it on. This will be on the website, by the way, if you want to download it and tape it to the dashboard of your car or your mirror when you get ready in the morning. This is what I'm asking of you. It's no small request, I know this. I'm asking it of myself, and I don't do it perfectly, but I'm working on it. And that's what I'm asking of each of you, all of you, and to share this. Request this of people you know. I believe that we can fulfill what it is that we say is our vision, that we're creating a world that works for everyone. And it will only happen if we join in, if we're on board, if we will do these things.
It's like a honey-do list.
Yeah. A honey-do list, a big honey-do list. So let's all do it, honey. All right?
Suzi, it's a high-D list.
Honey-bee list, I like that even better. Honey-bee-do list. Yeah, absolutely. So let the present be present in you, not only in this holiday season, but beyond it. Blessings on your journey, and mine as well. So it is.
So it is.